What?
All right, everybody, this is our second LIT call that we're doing in this series. And I'm super excited to see everybody. I feel like it's been so long. We did the Grow series every week, and so I got to see everybody and was kind of used to that. And then now I feel like I haven't seen some of you guys or talked to you for a long time. So yay, welcome. I'm Annie Alexander. I think most of you here know me. And Kathy McCool, raise your hand. And Tegan Braun. So we're the ones who are leading this extravaganza. So we just wanted to start out tonight and see what you guys are excited about. What's going on in your business the last couple weeks? What do you have coming up? What are you super pumped about right now? What's working for you? Tell us. And by the way, I should warn you guys, so these calls are going to be way more interactive than the Grow series. It's going to be more about you guys kind of giving us some feedback on where you are so we can help you. So just know that going into these are definitely going to be more back and forth and working kind of like a peer group would work. And kind of, you know, when Kathy and Tegan and I and the other directors work together, we're working strategically and in that type of space. And so that's where you guys are going to be headed. So this is, you know, we're not going to do that quite yet, but this is just kind of a prelude to what that will look like. So there'll be lots more interaction from you guys on these calls. So what do you got going on? What are you excited about? Yeah, speak up.
Okay.
I had my call with Annie today, and I was telling her about possibly getting together with a local coffee shop owner and doing a mom night out. And she messaged me back. She wants to do a sit down. I mean, I've known her for years, but still, she wants to do a sit down and see about planning this out in about mid-October, early mid-October, something like that. So,
Awesome.
very exciting.
That's super exciting. Way to go. You never know what'll happen when you reach out and just ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
First things you can do is tell me no.
There you go. Jamie, you've learned a lot in the last couple weeks. Your daughter has taught you a couple things too.
She has. She schooled me so hard that day. Oh my gosh. It's not even funny. I don't know if I put it on there, but she, sorry, I'm fighting with my hole punch. She was going around at my son's karate studio and literally talking to everyone, just jabbering away, a little 2-year-old, asking people about their tattoos and their piercing, like their ear pierce. I want my ear pierced. Where you get that done? Or I want tattoo. Or, you know, she wears those little toy ones and stuff like that. And this lady, she's like, oh, she's fine. As I was like, no, Harper, come here. You've got to come here. She goes, no, she's fine. So I'm sitting there watching the prospecting video the next day, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I should be talking to these people like my daughter is. I mean, she's been trying to teach this to me for like the last 3 months, and I didn't get that clue. So I thought that was pretty funny. I messaged Vinny, and I was like, I know we've got a few days until our meeting, but I've got to tell you this. So
That's awesome.
Talk to everybody. I mean, at soccer, I sit down and talk to people at practices, at games. I mean, anybody I run into, I think I've told you guys the story of, you know, I was at the Honda dealership getting my car fixed and sat down to a girl and we start talking about random stuff. And then she asked me what I do and Wild Tree comes up, you know, I mean, just everywhere you are, that's what, you know, talk to people.
Yeah.
That's where I need to get better. Today I was at the dentist and my the tech asked me, she goes, so what do you do? And I'm so used to just being a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. So that's what I said. And then I left and I went, I had a card in my bag. I had a catalog in my bag. I went, duh.
You should go back there. Next time you're there.
I will.
Yeah. Take your kids in.
No.
And Tegan does a great job. Like, she has a bag in her car ready to go with samples and like all kinds of good stuff. And so, I mean, Tegan, do you want to talk about that just for a minute of what you have?
Yeah, and what's super cool, guys, is that our new taco packs, the taco night giveaways, those were kind of modeled after what I would just have on me in my car. So I always just have business cards. And the strategy piece too with business cards, this is super random, but if yours aren't double-sided, get a package of 100 magnets and put them on magnets, because they will more than likely recycle or trash your business card. But if it's stuck to a magnet, they're going to put it on the side of their fridge, and then they're going to repeatedly see you. So that's a strategy piece. So I'll just have a stack of magnetic business cards and then some samples. And now I love these taco night giveaways. I want to like just walk down the street and be like, oh, hey, taco night for everybody. So I think it's a really genius move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome.
Anyone
What's
else?
some more good stuff that you guys got going on?
I'm excited for this mega sale. It's giving me a chance to reconnect with old customers I haven't ordered for a while. And also I was able to bring it up with, it gave me an opportunity to bring it up with a couple of my best friends from like junior high school that I didn't dare to say anything to about Wild Tree before. So
Good.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear your guys' stats from this mega sale. It's so cool.
I've had 3 ladies demand that I add them to it. Sweet.
Perfect. Shannon wants to know where you get your magnets, Tegan. Copy that.
Yeah, you guys talk for a sec. I'm looking at them. I'll show you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm getting together with 2 other reps, and we're having like a little mini mega workshop. I'm just going to invite pretty much probably everybody we know, and we're renting a community center not too far in between all of us, and it's just $25 an hour in Overland Park.
What community center is that?
I think it's called Tomahawk Ridge.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe 100 Metcalf.
How many people does it hold?
Well, it says it seats 56, so I need to call in tables for sure, but yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The mega workshops.
Yeah, Kathy's a pro at those.
Love them.
Okay, so these are the business card magnets. Pro magnet, box of 100 from Amazon, and then they literally just look like my business card stuck to it, and I just keep a whole stack wherever I go.
Perfect.
You can also get them at Home Depot in a big box of 100 too, which is random.
That is random. All right, if there was one last thing you wanted to share, what would it be?
Got all my stuff printed out for you, Annie.
That a girl. Good. We'll be talking about some of that stuff here in a minute.
I really like the pod groups. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I really like the pod groups. The 2 gals that I'm working with are fabulous.
Awesome.
And because of them, I've like actually followed up with people.
Good.
I don't want to be the oddball out.
Exactly. That peer pressure.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're with Kara and Amy.
Yeah. And they're beautiful women. They're awesome.
Good.
Neat.
Good. All right. Well, you guys, let's get started. We're going to do a little bit of training, but again, it'll probably be a little more interactive maybe than what we did on the Grow series. So just be ready for that and be ready to unmute yourselves. But the first thing, and you guys, this is just, I like to pound this in people's head because I did not realize how important this was. So I want to make sure that everybody on this call knows exactly what their vision is and how WildTree is a vehicle to help you get there. So if you are sitting here today and you're not sure what that is, have a conversation, like send an email, a text, whatever, to your upline leader that you're working with, and have a discussion around that, because you really need to know that. And you need to know, why are you going for team leader right now? Why is right now important for you? Why not next year? Why is it now? Okay. And those things, you got to have those things just so every day you're like just thinking about it. Like, okay, this is why I'm doing this every single day. So when those times are tough and it's hard, and sometimes it's hard to make calls when you get 10 no's in a row and nobody answers and nobody responds to you for 2 days, and it's hard to keep going sometimes. And so you got to have that right in front of you and just like ingrained in your brain of, this is why I'm doing it. It's okay. I'm going to find people that are going to say yes, and they're coming up soon. And just knowing that why and having that vision right there. So I just want to, I'll probably say this on every call we have. So I just want to make sure that you guys have it ingrained in who you are right now. And so you're focused on that. So,
Hey, Anne, can I share something on that?
for sure.
I didn't plan this, but it's perfect timing. My vision board that I just created.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a good example. It took me 4 years to do this, and it's crazy because I've had to look at it at least 10 times today. This is the first day I've had it hang up in my board. So I will show you guys. I just did something really easy and pulled pictures, my own pictures. And this is why I do everything every day right there. Okay, and so I had it up on my board, and it's helped me 10 times just today. So I don't know why I waited so long. So do things like that so you can see it, keep it in front of you. And you got yours?
I just started a new one. Yeah, a little, like a month or so ago. Hang on.
Yeah.
So just to show something different, so I cut out stuff from magazines, and I got pretty little pens to poke this in with. But like, so I have all these little sayings and things cut out. Words of affirmation is one of my love languages, so I just love words and sayings and things like that. So that's what mine looks like, and I have it in my office sitting here. I'm trying to figure out where to hang it up because it doesn't fit because it's too big, but that's okay. Right now,
Yeah,
I've
challenged my leaders, and I see Mandy just got on. Mandy, I was showing on my vision board that I challenged you guys to do. And I laughed at my business coach probably for the last 2 months because I said, you want me to take time to put one of these together? Are you kidding me? I don't have time to do this. And one conversation with him, my light bulb finally turned on, and I'm so glad. I can't believe I wasted 4 years not having one. Like, it's devastating. So really take that advice and make one. Yeah. It took me like 10 minutes once I had my thoughts together on what I wanted to put on there.
Yeah. Awesome. Any questions on vision, you guys? You know, and if you're not sure, that's a great thing to bring up with your pod group too. And maybe each call, you remind yourselves of like, okay, here's why I'm doing this. Yep, I'm still here. I'm still going for it. Here's why. It's a great thing to talk about. So, all right, Tegan's going to talk a little bit about the income that you can earn when you're a team leader versus a rep. And then the rest of the call, we're also going to talk about kind of how to get there and make sure everybody's on track. So, Tegan, you want to start in on that one?
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to share that image?
Yeah.
Or you want me to?
That I totally forgot to prepare. But yeah, it's on the, do you have it handy? I can get it real quick.
Yeah, give me just a sec.
Look at all these beautiful faces tonight.
I know.
And they're all smiling.
Because they're ready to go. Oh,
okay, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And about 5.7 other million things on my screen, sorry. Okay, so Why should I go for team leader? I think it's super important, as do Kathy and Annie, that you guys know what these numbers look like. Some of you are very vision oriented. You want your name in the lights, you want the recognition, you want to know that you can do it yourself. There are all these different reasons why crossing that finish line and promoting are really exciting and thrilling and super important to each of you. And one of them is the numbers piece, right? We all want that comma in our paycheck, and we all want to be paid what we know we're worth. And so this document really highlights what that looks like and showcases a rep versus team leader income. So if you guys just follow along on the screen right here, you'll see that the rep income example is if they had 2,000 in personal volume, they would be making 32% commission, which means they're making $640. So rep one, if they're selling $750 at 3% commission is what the the leader is making off of them, 3%, or the rep is making off of them. Rep two is selling $750, and again, that rep who sponsored them is making 3%, and total team sales are $3,500. The total paycheck is $685. So if you're a team leader, meaning that you promoted, you're making your 40% commission, you're also making more on the people immediately under you, which you'll see in this example. So your personal volume is the exact same in both examples, but you're making 40% commission, so you're making $800. Then your first rep under you is selling $750, and you're making 12% commission, means you're making $90 off of them. And rep two, the same thing, you're making $90, and your total team sales are $3,500, which again is that rep, is that team leader minimum, is that $3,500. Your total paycheck is $980. So you're immediately seeing that $305 increase just based off of your promotion, your title change. Isn't that crazy? That's free money left on the table. So when we talk about how you hit your first month leader numbers and you hit your second month, I'm going to do this so you guys can see my example. So first month leader numbers you hit, second month leader numbers you hit, and then the beginning of that third month you promote. But what's super cool is that you're getting paid as a team leader on that second month. Isn't that awesome? So you're really showing consistency by hitting 2 months, but you get paid on that second month, which is such a huge incentive in and of itself. So down below, there's just some extra verbiage that team leaders make 40% commission on personal sales, 12% on direct recruits, and 7% on indirect recruits. Don't leave money on the table. So these examples are just that kind of core model that you need to promote to team leader, you plus 2 others. That's this example. We're not talking about, let's say those people had people under them, or let's say you had even more people under you. That's just the core you plus 2 example. So isn't that really exciting how it just keeps perpetuating and going and going and going? And that's why when we say that when team leaders have a solid foundation and that 6 people, 4 people wide, maybe a couple people under them, like a solid foundation, there's not a team leader without a comma in their paycheck with that solid foundation. And you can see on this example right here. So it's just really neat and really encouraging to show you guys this example. Do you guys have any questions on it? There is a question. Can you guys see that one?
Do each of my reps need to have 750, or does it just have to be me at 2,000 and my team be at 3,500? So if I have 4 reps under me and they total 1,500, does that make sense? Okay, let me see.
Yes.
Yeah. So your reps just have to have 350, and really you just have to have 350 if your team has 3,500. I don't recommend that by any means. I think I always say your personal volume as a leader should be at least 2,000. Is what you should be aiming for. So, but yes, you could have 5 people on your team and the total of your team sales could be 3,500. And as long as at least you plus 2 others hit that 350, you would be team leader. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? The other thing I like to point out here, because some people don't realize, is you can have yourself, and then say you get Susie under you, and Susie signs up 5 people, okay? Her 5 people, until she hits team leader, her 5 people count as your people. So if
Yep.
Susie and one of hers hits 350, and together the team has 3,500, you've hit your team leader numbers. So they don't have to be direct recruits to you.
Right. Any other questions on that piece? No? Oh wait, there are more questions. Can you see those, Annie? I don't want to click it.
Hang on. I don't see anything else in the chat box.
Okay. Maybe yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. So if we don't have any other questions on that, I will stop my screen share. Okay, perfect. And then the next piece we wanted to talk to you about is just really keeping a pulse on your team. So I'm going to show you guys this example here. Okay. That's so funny. Okay. Sorry. I got a little scatterbrain there for a second. Okay. So we have shown you guys this example, this kind of calendar feel before in our Grow series. And we really want you guys to hone in on this piece specifically because it's such a great visual and it's an easy tracker. And what we want as far as you guys to have this mindset of it's not just you. You're not on an island. This is a team, basically a team pulse and a team vibe and a team celebration. Whenever you are going for leader or you have someone on your team going for leader, we need to know what every member of the team is doing as a collective whole. And we just want to kind of highlight that that's not stalking your reps and saying, what do you have going in? I need you to hit this so I can promote. That's not the verbiage we want to use. We want to come from a perspective of, and Kathy, you have really good verbiage on this, but we want to come from a perspective of being strategic and knowing that we are all pieces of a puzzle and parts of a greater whole. And we just want all the bases covered. So there's nothing more stressful than getting down to the wire and realizing that you're one, average of $700 party short from hitting leader numbers. What we look at with being a leader in this company and being an LIT in this company is the relationship building piece, right? And when you are bringing people onto your team, you're not just bringing them onto your team and leaving them hanging and saying, okay, great, thanks, go get them. Like, glad you're on my team, now go put in some numbers. I'm super excited to have that comment in my paycheck. That is not the vibe that we're going to have. We are going to be fostering relationships, helping them get started, answering questions, building that trust level. And guess what? Those people are going to want to work for you, essentially. They are going to want to help hit those numbers so you earn a promotion. And then they earn a promotion, and the cycle just keeps perpetuating. And that's the vibe we want to build here. Not one of, hey, guys, I really need to know what you have going in this month, and let me know what your numbers are and how many events you have. Like, there's no timidity here because we need to know those numbers. We're checking in on them. We're helping them get started. We're helping them get bookings. And if you know that looking at your calendar that Shelly has 3 things, Meg has 2 things, Zoe has 3 things, you know that as a total team, you should have 10 events on your team calendar, okay? And you want to know what they're doing so you can best support them, not so you can get your numbers in. Does that make sense? how there's that big difference there in support factor. So when you use this sheet, map out who has what. Help them celebrate, answer questions as it gets closer. Another thing that this is really awesome to use for is for encouragement and celebration. So the day of their workshop, text them, good luck tonight, have a blast. Or sometimes I even say like, no luck needed, you're going to nail this. Things like that. So you're encouraging, and then the next day you're checking in on them. Hey, how'd it go? All of this is in support of, in encouragement of, in building up of. So I love this. I think it's super slick. It gives you an idea of what's going on within your org and team. It gives them the knowledge that you have a pulse on their business and are willing to help out, answer questions. Or if you're brand new and you're building a team and you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing, that's what your upline leaders are there for, is to really help with that and have that either three-way call or be the one coaching your new people. So this is something that, is there anyone that's using it right now that wants to speak into how they're using it? Or Annie or Kathy, do you want to add anything to that? No.
I have one thing. I think one of the big things that I talk about with my LITs, I think almost every LIT I've had, I get on the phone with their team, and we just talk about, just because this is Sam's goal doesn't mean it's your goal. You're a big part of this, but your goals are all that matters in this. So they have to be very clear up front what their goals are with their LIT and their leader, so that they don't feel like they're pushed. We don't ever want push energy. We want that pull energy, right? Just like your host or your customers. So that's where being evident and upfront about your goals that can change up front, that's what helps. So if you have somebody that wants to do 8 workshops a month, then you're helping her fill those 8 workshops a month. You're not just contacting her to see if she has 8 workshops a month for no reason, right?
Yep.
Or 2 a month or whatever that is. So having those goals, conversations with them is as important for you as it is for them, so that you can support them.
Absolutely.
I think that's great. And the only thing I would add is just starting that right now when you're early in this process. The earlier you start it, the better, because then it becomes part of your culture, like Tegan was talking about. This is how it works. And by you modeling it, then your people learn that as well. And so as they move forward, they'll be like, oh yeah, remember, this is how we do it. And everyone just gets that down to a T. So just start it. If you haven't started it yet, just start it now. Okay.
And there does get a point where you don't have to have everybody's dates on your calendar, right? I mean, you continue to build and you get past that point, but then you teach your LITs, your team leaders to do it. And Mandy, you're the perfect example. I mean, how many times every phone call we were on is like, okay, what's your team look like? What does your calendar look like? And now she doesn't even worry about that. She's working with her LITs to do that. So it's a constant evolution of your calendar and how you work with people. So,
yeah.
Do you guys have any other questions on that topic?
Nope. Okay. So then I'm going to pass the torch on to Kathy.
Okay. Good. Okay, of course, we're going to talk about numbers here. So CSFs, I know quite a few of us had questions about kind of what should you be spending your time on? How much time should you be spending on what? So I wanted to go through and just reiterate that the CSFs are tracks that we're following. So does everybody, I guess, give me a show of hands. Who knows where the CSFs are? Who has them printed? Who's using them? Who needs help with using them? Anybody? I see, Jamie, you had your sheet, so you can hold your sheet up, right? Yeah, there she goes. Good. And I find that, yay, good. So I find that there's a couple different ways to do this to work for you. And I've been asking my leaders and my LITs and my reps what's working for them. So not everybody's mind works as in I'm keying it on the spreadsheet every time I make a call, okay? So what we've been finding is working and is fastest is if we print it off maybe by the week. So we have the sheet off by the week and we're just tic-tacking them in. And then there's a certain day or at the end of every day, I go into my spreadsheet and I mark them. Okay, so that's where you see that consistency over a month or two. Or if you need to pick up what you're doing. Or I would say never say slow down, but if you need to pick up what you're doing based on your consistency, and you'll even see in your leaders and LITs, we've seen great results, and then we've also used them to determine if they're not making enough contacts, or if they're not thinking about referrals, or if they're not picking up the phone enough, or that kind of thing. So that really, really helps. The numbers don't lie. Okay, so find a system that works for you using the CSFs. Those are proven to work, period. No other options on that. So just use that and find the best avenue. And then the income producing activity. So I want to use you guys, if we can go around, do you guys know, kind of give an example of your income producing activity? So I want to go through what's non-income producing and income producing. So what's income producing, guys?
When you host a party. So like I have 2 online parties coming up next week. So that would be an income producing activity.
So inviting to those, and those will be your contacts income. Okay, gotcha. Good.
Phone calls.
Yep. To new people and follow-ups.
Follow up.
Good.
Hostess coaching.
Yes.
I think it's one of the top income producing activities.
And emails.
Say that again, Amy.
Sending out emails.
Oh, Jamie. Okay, good. Okay. To who particularly? Who are you sending them to?
I sent 51 yesterday for the mega sale once I finally figured it out. So
okay, good. I just don't want to send them to your.
Jamie.
I just don't want you sending emails to like your husband and stuff. They have to be income producing, right?
It doesn't count. Well, Andy, we're gonna have problems with our numbers next week.
That's funny. Okay, keep them coming, guys. I want to hear from everybody.
Reaching out to new people that you haven't reached out to about Wild Tree before.
Yes, I love that, Katie. It's perfect for you.
And it's still one of my tripod girls' ideas because she's not here, but Randy came up with this, so it's not my idea. She took catalogs how many did she take, Paula, 50?
Yeah, I think so. At least, yeah. But the big thing is her following back up with them.
Yeah. She went to businesses and demanded she was not going to come home without them. Well, not demanded. She made it a goal not to come home without them. So.
Yeah, but Paula, you had a good point on that. It's really in the follow-up to that. So when she's dropping off those business or those catalogs to the businesses, or you're giving someone a taco pack, it's all about getting their information to follow up. And it's as simple as, hey, I would love for you to look at this catalog, and I would love to schedule a follow-up conversation with you. When do you think you would have time to look at it? Let's schedule something after that. Or here's your taco meal. When do you think you'll have the time to cook that? Next week? I would love to hear what you think about it. Can we schedule something then? So just getting their follow-up information to contact them. Super important. Otherwise, you usually don't hear from them. Like, I don't know, 1 out of 200 you might hear from. But if you have their contact, they'll usually respond to you.
Great. Couple more, guys.
Oops, sorry. So kind of on that same line, Annie, of what you were just talking about, I went to a couple of vendor fairs this last month, and I gave away, product or whatever, but in order for them to get free product, I made them fill out these little sheets. Mm-hmm. And so now that is my next step for contacting. They're on my Thursday list of people to contact. So kind of like what you were saying, you can just make sure you follow up with them.
Yeah. Great.
Good referral.
I wonder if we should do some non-income too, Kathy.
Yeah. And I want to bring up one that we always forget is referral calls. Asking for referrals when we're on there. That's one of the biggest things, and my coach is pounding me about, and directors are really brainstorming on. We don't ask for enough referrals. So everybody we run into should say, we should ask, hey, do you have a busy mom just like you? you can connect us with? Or do you have a fitness guru just like you that would love this product? Do you have someone that has 5 kids like you have that I could connect with that could really find the value in this? So referrals are a huge part of this business that I think we leave untapped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you want to go through non-income producing?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Who's got one?
Organizing your office.
Oh, perfect, Mallory. Love it.
I'm the queen of that.
Yeah,
I gotta queen it.
in your office.
I'll get up to go get a pen or something, and then I wind up cleaning my house.
Getting distracted.
Very much.
Mm-hmm. So time block.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
How about recreating things when we just don't like, one little sentence on it? So we spend the time recreating.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah. Not income producing.
No, it's not.
How about figuring out what you're going to do as you're doing them? Okay, so it's going to lead me into my next topic, right?
Perfect.
Should we go into that? I used to spend a lot of time wasting figuring out what I was going to do in my power hours or my 30-minute work windows. Everybody can attest to that? Yes? Okay. So one of the big things that I told, and I'm being vulnerable with you guys, but I told my business coach that I needed him for one reason. And it was because I wanted to make more money this year and spend less time doing it. That was my goal. Okay. And so what he said immediately to do, he gets paid a lot of money to teach people what to do. So I listened, but he taught me to use my Google Calendar, and I literally schedule out every 15 to 30 minutes of my day. My LITs and leaders know they have to be on my calendar to be on a call. I mean, we have spur of the moment things, but not often because I'll be on a call or my time is scheduled. So I think that's been one of the biggest, and Annie's seen the change probably in me too, just in the last 6 months. It's been the biggest thing for me. Mandy and Jamie, some of my leaders, they've started using not Google Calendar, but just time blocking and focused on what you're working on for those 30 minutes, right? So there's nothing else. You're not wavering for anything else. I may have a kid yelling for me to wipe his butt every once in a while, but other than that, don't let him hear me. So anyway, so just using that time blocking. We have a couple resources we'll share. There's a great video that Whitney Proctor did on Power Hour and just, using that time. One of the big questions that we hear too is, as an LIT or a team leader, how much time should we be spending in our day? And we always try to say, touch your business every single day. Okay, so whether that's 3 hours today and an hour tomorrow, or whatever that is, 30 minutes twice today. During lunch breaks, I know a lot of my LITs are doing things during lunch breaks and being on calls. I know Katie, you're one of the ones doing that, right? So just finding those 30-minute blocks of that power hour to be focused on what you're doing. I mean, what I'm doing personally is taking my Sunday. I take about 15 minutes on Sunday, and I schedule out my whole week. And I schedule out family, soccer, homework time. I schedule out, and that makes me present in those times too, right? But my work time is my work time. I'm 100% focused, and I'm tasked on what I'm going to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes those things move around because I had an unexpected call or my coaching call went longer or something like that, but they are moved out and they are done, right? So the coaches say, as long as they're moved around, as long as they're completed, that's perfectly fine. So give yourself grace, because when I first started doing that, there were a lot of things moved around. I didn't give myself any extra time or buffer time. And so once I started giving myself a little bit of buffer time, but then I knew it was okay for me to move things around. I even lately been moving things up, because I got done with a call 10 minutes early and I knocked 2 other things out because they're on my list, and now my Friday looks amazing. Okay. So just do that and just try it out one way or another, whether you're just blocking your 30-minute blocks or your whole day. Okay. But at least try to start that. We have a sheet that works for some people too. It's kind of the time blocking sheet. Andy, is that in the 30-minute intervals, I think?
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, we have that one too. There's also like the Roots of Success book has a little 2-hour time block where you can, but yeah, I think we have Jill Sullivan did one that's 30 minutes.
Yeah, Jamie, is yours broken out into 30-minute?
I had to do mine in hours because of my husband's work schedule.
Okay.
All the blue though,
Yep.
all my blues, Wild Tree. This is cleaning the dojo, getting my son to school, and picking my husband up and everything.
Yep, that's what I do too. I color code family versus Wild Tree. Yep.
I have to color code.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Annie, I had to recreate that one.
Does anybody else use a time blocking or calendar kind of idea that works for you?
I use Google Calendar. That's what I've always used, and I love it. Like I time block for, my 10 calls a day. I have time blocked for that, and then I go to my customer database that I have and know exactly who I'm calling. And sometimes, like Kathy says, I'll get done early, so then I actually will add more into that time because it's Wild Tree work time.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and then I schedule out everything like you were saying too, like the buffer time. That's like extra time that I have, and I put it on my Monday and on my Friday to where if I have things I don't get done for whatever reason on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, have a sick kid, have an unexpected doctor appointment, whatever it is, those get moved to that same week, or the Monday before, or the next Monday or whatever. But I have that buffer time scheduled in. So, and I love it, you guys. By doing this, like I mainly work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. I do all my coaching calls on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoons. I do all my personal business in the mornings. And my Mondays are kind of more strategic. And then Fridays are my play day. So I go do yoga and I fit that other stuff in the other days too. Like I try and do my workouts like 8:15 to 9 in the mornings. 2 or 3 days a week, like that's in my schedule. So I do like having it electronic so that I can easily move around, and I can put it in the Google Calendar. You can like repeat. And so I just have it in there every week. So I know.
And it's easy to drag too. Like if you drag it up because it's done, or you drag it over. I mean, it's awesome. I used to spend so much time. I was a list person, and that was one of my non-income producing activities was making lists constantly. And it was such a waste of my time. So the calendars has really helped me. And then the last thing on that would be the customer database. So is everybody here on the call using that now? Yeah, I see some yeses. Okay, so that should be saving you a lot of time too. And for this mega event, for those of you that are participating, that's a big deal. I already have mine started. So with your follow-ups and your referrals. So use that too. So those two tools together. So I challenge you guys to use some sort of time system or calendar that will work for you guys. And then we'll talk about it on the next call and kind of show what's working, what's not working. Okay. Does that sound like a good plan? You got to leave the challenge when you're on a phone call with me.
Love it.
Okay. Any questions?
What? Out of curiosity, the CFS pages, why doesn't it have Saturday and Sunday on it?
Why does it?
Why does it not?
Oh, why does it not?
Okay. Because I love Sundays. That's my best time. Sunday afternoons.
Add it in there.
Yeah.
We have 4 days left in the month. What are you going to do with those 4 days? No panicking, Jamie. Look. Breathe.
Who's trying to hit numbers in September? Like September. Who's going for team leader September, October? Who's going for team leader October, November? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think any of our Septembers are on.
Right.
They're making phone calls. They're making contact.
Exactly. If you're going for it October, November, strategically, if you're in this mega sale tomorrow night, collect all your payments, do all that, but don't hit submit on your order until Sunday, October 1st.
And make sure you've talked to your team too. You want the same thing in most cases for them. So
Yeah.
remember, that's their goal. What are their goals? Communicate with them on what they need.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any other questions that have come up during your pod calls or just in general that you want help from the three of us and really the rest of you guys to jump in and troubleshoot on?
No.
Are you guys loving your pods?
Yeah.
I've heard such great feedback.
Yeah.
We have ours scheduled, like we do homework and everything, our own individual homework on ours. So.
Good.
That's great, guys. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And we also definitely wanted to reiterate that that Grow page is a landing place for all of you. Any questions, any idea generating, any troubleshooting, anything like that. Like if you have a random like, aha, share it with us. Post it on that Grow page. I know you guys have your pods and then individual calls with your upline leader. So those are awesome places, obviously, where you go to also. But if there's something you want to share on a big group level or any questions like that, please use that page. Post wins, post, the celebration pieces, all of those things. We want to celebrate with you guys and know what's going on and how we can virtual high five you and all of that. All right.
All right. Well, that's it, you guys. Finish out September strong and then get that calendar going that Tegan was showing you for October so we know what's going on in your team and in your schedule. And let's rock this out. I'm so excited.
Yay. See you guys soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.